In this segment, we're going to change the oil and the oil filter. It's a fairly simple process. The first step is we need to remove the seat. Fairly easy. You just want to grab it here in the front and lift up. And just slide it forward. Now you got to lift the bed up to get to the oil filter. And I dabbed some of that orange marking paint on the actual oil filter. So it's right here. Obviously, you want to turn it counterclockwise to take it off. Now that the seat's removed, that's the top of your fuel tank. But if you look down in that area there, that with the little green stripe on it, that is the fuel cap. I'm going to shoot a little bit of brake cleaner down there just to kind of clean that area up. All right, now you can see I have removed the dipstick. You see the open hole. Here's the dipstick. I'm just going to set it up here on the floor for now. You want to remove it when you drain the oil. Also, I didn't mention the engine is warm. I ran it some. You want to change the oil when it's warm. Okay, so put your drip pan underneath and up in this hole right here. That's a 14 millimeter. You should be able to reach up in there and get to the drain plug. There is a chance I put these covers on wrong, but I think I did it right. But anyway, stick it up in there, drop the bolt. I can't hold the phone and do it. Here's the drain plug bolt. It's actually long. It's longer than what you might expect it to be. But anyway, once I pulled it out and the oil was coming out, I went ahead and lowered the back end. It's on the floor jack so I can get under it. But I went ahead and lowered it just to try to get all the oil out of it. Now that I have the machine lowered, I'm going to go ahead and do the oil filter. I'll use a type attachment like that. Here's the new oil filter here. I gooped some grease around the rubber ring. I'm not sure if that's necessary or not. I've just always done it that way. There's no way I'll be able to hold the camera and do this, but you just want to get into the best location you can and try to get that thing off. Come in through here and just kind of get it on there, and it's hard to get to, but you can do it. Now that the machine is on level ground, the drain plug has been reinstalled, the oil filter is on. You're going to take your funnel and put 2 quarts of oil into the dipstick tube here. These funnels, you got to hold them, got to hold the tube and hold the funnel up. It's kind of a two-handed job. But anyway, put 2 quarts of oil in. You then want to put the dipstick tube back in the hole. Just turn it a couple of times. You don't have to make it tight. Start the machine up. Let it run for about 20 seconds. Turn it off. Let it sit for about 5 minutes. And then you want to check the oil level. Remember, when you're checking the oil level, you don't want to screw the dipstick in. Just set it in there and pull it out. There is a little ridge on it right about there, and that's where you want the oil to end up. I ended up having to put a total of 3 quarts in. I might have spilled some, as you can see, because of that funnel, the way the tube goes in and out of it, but 3 tubs seems to be maybe just a little on the high side. It doesn't really matter. And then a good idea is after the machine sits overnight or whatever, just double check it again. And then obviously you should, check the oil at least every time you put gas in it. You know, it's a threaded thing. They don't just pull out and push in. You got to screw them in. So after you check it without threading it in, pull it out, verify it's good, and then make sure you screw it in good and tight. Incidentally, while we're here, this is the air intake screen here. This looks good, surprisingly. But if that's got stuff on it, take a rag or something and clean it off. This is your fuel tank with your fuel pump assembly. Over here is your fuel filter. They put some type of non-reusable clamps on it. It looks like you probably got to take a pair of dikes and cut them off. We'll save that for another video. So that should conclude your oil change and your oil filter change.